Hello, this is Michèle at Jasami Bookworm Podcast, and today is Friday, the 26th of July. Couple of important events. First, Simpson Monroe's third part in his series, Andy Blackmore series, Going Home, is releasing today. And the other exciting news is the Jasami Bookworm Podcast 100th episode. Yay!
And sitting next to her is Ian Mac from Ian Mac's podcast. Congratulations on 100 episodes. Absolutely fantastic. What a birthday. 100 episodes old.
Yes, thank God it's not 100 years old. Sometimes I feel it, though. So as Ian has introduced himself, it is Ian Mac from Ian Mac's podcast who is sharing in this celebration, because if it wasn't for his podcast, I wouldn't have started mine. And it's been 2 years of absolute thrills and enjoyment, learning about new things, meeting new people. We're going to have lots of parts and pieces to it. So we're doing the introduction, but I'm going to be bringing in lots of other guests who have made an impact to Jasami Bookworm podcast over the last 2 years, over the last 100 episodes. So we'll walk down memory lane and have a few little bits and pieces, and you'll be introduced to the rest of the Jasami family. What was most important to you, Ian, for your podcast on your 100th episode? Do you remember that?
Yeah. I've actually got two podcasts, one being Ian Mac podcast, another being Grumps and a Lad. Grumps and a Lad's 156 episodes today. The 100th episode was a huge thrill, and it was an achievement. I didn't think we'd get to 10, to be honest with you. And now we're sitting away at 156, and now you've hit 100. But I think that when I suggested this to you 100 episodes ago, you went, oh, don't know. But you've really relaxed into it. I know folk you've interviewed, and absolutely love your style of interviewing.
Thank you. I do like to be relaxed, and I do like to make it fun. So this will lead into the very next one, where we'll be doing the introductions piece by piece. So here is to the next in line. Hi, it's Michèle, and this part of the 100th episode, I'm chatting with Judith Bowers.
Hello, Michèle.
Of the infamous, famous Panopticon, of which everybody enjoys your monthly readings of the Magic Lantern.
Oh, thank you.
But before that, we actually started, 50-something episodes ago?
Must be 50 episodes right
but
now.
It doesn't feel that long. We don't feel 50-ish.
No, more like 70. Possibly. Actually, we feel 100.
We pretty much do. So 100th episode.
100th episode. That's
I want to thank you for sharing all of the episodes in past and future. But what does it mean to you to share something long term?
It helps you really reflect on how bloody old you are. No, it's a sense of achievement. I always think it's great staying power. It shows great staying power. It shows great commitment. It's something to be proud of, isn't it? That you've achieved something, and I think it's fantastic that you've achieved 100 podcasts. That's quite a commitment.
Thank you so much. And actually, I do feel quite proud of 100. Jasami Bookworm, he's a little bookworm. He's interested in all things, and that's the reason we started the podcast. And you've given so much over these last, not starting the beginning, but at least 50 episodes, and I'm looking to at least 50 or 100 more. So thank you for joining us.
200 more? Or 300 more. There'll be hundreds more. There will be hundreds more.
And absolutely, that is what we want. It's about the number of episodes, and it's about the continuity, and it's about staying with us and creating all the fun stuff we do. So,
And the diversity of what we do. Because there's a great diversity in what we do, both of us. And
absolutely,
particularly Jasami with all the different books. I mean, you've got the cookery book coming out soon.
yes, it's Magic Lantern, which we will talk about. Oh, monthly episodes of chapters, which, of course, it's one of our best, most loved features of the podcast. And we're going to have one in another. Oh, well, today is the 26th of July, so yours will be coming up shortly, first week of August. And then we've got September, October, and then the book is coming out
In November.
Yes.
Yay,
November
the 2nd.
Celebration, a launch, and a party. But in the meantime, thank you so much for being part of Jasami Bookworm.
Thank you for making me a part of Jasami Bookworm. Thank you, Michèle.
You're welcome, and it's all great. Wishing you all well, and saying cheerio, Judith.
Cheerio.
Hi, so this little snippet is from Steve Logan. As it's our 100th episode, Steve, what is important to you that's happened in hundreds? I know that's kind of putting you on the spot.
Well, it's definitely putting me on the spot. I think that quite a lot of things that I consider to be very important are just sort of short of that. The invention of rock music is a little bit short of 100 years, but rock and roll, it's kind of getting there. Then clearly there were very important things going on in the South Wales valleys, 100 years ago. That's another thing. I'm thinking about historical events here. Is that what you had in mind?
Well, and actually this is the 100th episode, so it covers 2 years. So for more personal perspective, in the last 2 years, what important things have happened? Hint, hint, Heartlands.
Okay. Well, in the last 2 years, I've released a new album and a new book. So the new album is called Psych Ward, and it's a musical reflection on the question of why we are so much better off now, but in all sorts of ways more unhappy. So the songs in there will appeal to people who like Neil Young, Manic Street Preachers, alternative rock in general. And then the book is called Heartlands, and it's a sort of poetic autobiography and a homage to the Guardians who brought me up in Pontymister, South Wales.
And it's amazing how certain, dates and numbers come to mind when we're celebrating. It's like celebrating birthdays and anniversaries. The birthday of when Jasami was 5 years old, the anniversary of dates and such, I think is very important to us, and dates coming up in the future. So thank you very much for sharing 102 years.
My pleasure.
Being part of this 100th episode.
Okay, it's great to be part of it. Thanks very much, Michèle.
Hi, it's Michèle. And of course, the most important person I have to interview is Eilidh, our program producer. Welcome, Eilidh.
Hello.
Well, you've been around since the very beginning.
Yes.
Very, very beginning. And what do you think of the last couple of years of what's been going on?
I am I'm loving it, to be honest, because I remember when I very, very first started just working with Jasami before even podcast, or just before podcast, it came up in my little interview as well, and we ended up having a chat about podcasts then. And then to be given the opportunity to then work on a podcast for Jasami, it was really exciting. It was really fun, and it still is, just trying to source guests and trying to find new interesting people and try to get our own authors on and illustrators. And I just think it's been really exciting watching it develop and grow, because I remember when we just started, And we were, well, you mostly, you were doing a lot of the behind the scenes work, obviously, like finding out the technology and all the microphones and what was the best way to record them. So it's really nice, like seeing it now. It's very streamlined. It's very professional. It's really fun watching it grow.
We have changed. We've upgraded our tech over the years, which of course I love to do, which we were talking about. And we went from the beginning in Edinburgh.
Yes.
One day when it was super, super windy at the book festival, and all different kinds of things and chatting with people because I love to go uh, out on the street. And then, of course, you've got all the background noises and such. And then for the more professional ones, we have to hide in a small little closet that's got lots of soft furnishing so that actually it's quiet, which we've had a few of those. So
Yeah.
it's been such a lovely journey. Now I've got a wee question for you. Do you remember the first person I interviewed on our podcast?
Yes, it was Shirley. She's wonderful. She has, well, she's written now, because I was just looking at it, she's written now another book after the first time we interviewed her. We interviewed her when she just done Charlie, A Squirrel's Tale. And then she's got Charlie and Lola, the sequel, which I love. It's so nice, and she's always been so interesting as well because of her background in like environmentalism and like animal sanctuaries. It was a really, really good first episode because it really showed kind of the reach of Jasami, I'd like to say. Like it's not just about being an independent publisher, it's about reaching people beyond that and having a lot of different life experiences. It was a really good episode. Plus Charlie's like adorable because I think we got to see pictures afterwards of real life inspo Charlie.
Really, oh, he's so cute and adorable. And I think that's what the wonderful part is that while we do talk about our own authors and we do talk about, things that are important to publishing, it's not just about that. Michael Bland is a recent best-selling author from the States who reached out to us for it.
Yes.
Very interesting. And of course, I had to send him through the approval process to make sure that Eilidh was good with
Yes.
that
Yeah.
interview. And he was so interesting. We've done last week's podcast, and then he's has another one coming out about editing and giving advice to new writers, which is coming out during the festival in just a few weeks. So
Yes.
that's great. It's really we've tried to broaden it to have a lot of variety to our episodes. So, and who knows what's going to come in the future.
I know.
So,
Yes, it was brilliant.
absolutely. Do you have a favorite episode?
Yes, yes, I do. I think it was one of the very first episodes we filmed, or maybe even the second day we filmed at the Edinburgh Book Festival. It would have been 2022, would have been?
Yes. Can you believe it? 2022.
It's actually a bit terrifying, but I remember it because it was a really nice day because we met at the bus station first and I think three or four of us traveled in together, which was nice. And it was just a really like relaxing day, very wholesome day. We got to see like the Jasami books on the shelves in the publishing like section. And then the podcast itself was outside because we weren't quote unquote legally allowed to film it, record it at the festival at that time. It was across the road at the hotel, at the Novo Hotel, which was lovely. And it was really nice. It was just really nice. They let us sit outside and got drinks and stuff. And it was a good like three guests, three speakers, three or four speakers. And we had our first like attempt at live podcasting when like people like, try to join in on Spotify, and we had the random person that got nervous and then like cut themselves off. And it was quite funny. It was a good wee one. I really enjoyed that. Like that whole day was really nice, and the episode itself was just a really fun wee one to film because I also didn't have to worry about speaking too much, so I got to just see it all and like see everyone doing their own wee bits.
It's nice to be part of it when you don't have to be the focal point. as well.
Yeah.
And it was great because we did have such a nice little varied crew there. N.C. Campbell, one of our authors, that we're going to publish her book soon. We've been working on that last couple of years. So that for Call of the Void, she was there and she had family members. And then we had the other team members there was Elizabetta. We had Nicola. Ian was there, also Alana and Maria. So
Yeah, there
it's
was a really good group
people
of us. It was,
from, yes, that have all been part of the history of Jasami and our little bookworm, our little logo. And I have to say, I love our logo. And Holly Richards, who does a lot
yes,
of
Holly.
illustrations, she
I
did.
Oh, she did Bernie, did she not? Did she do Bernie the Bear?
Yep,
Oh,
Bernie Berry, you can't go there. Also We Wobblers. She's done the cover for all the covers
oh
for
yeah.
Trixie Rose's books and covers for the Andy Blackmore series, which we have the new one coming out
Oh yeah.
on
Oh, she did that as well, yes.
26. So yes, she's the cutest little bookworm on the planet. I'm a little bit
Yes.
biased,
She
I
is
know,
lovely.
but he's absolutely adorable.
I love it. I know. Do you have a favorite episode as well then?
Well, I know I love all my episodes because they're like children. You're supposed to love them all equally. However, I do have to say that my favorite one, and you're entirely responsible for this, Ailey, you found a wonderful, wonderful guest, Judith Bowers from the Britannia Panopticon.
We love Judith.
Oh, and she has become such a dear, close friend. And it was so, the first meeting was absolutely wonderful. And I'm just trying to remember the date here. It was in November 2022, and
Oh,
it was on the 25th of November.
I didn't think it was that long ago. I like really.
And since then, Judith, as I said, she's not only become a friend, but she's talked about the Square Mile of Murders. And then she's also, she's reading a chapter on the Jasami Bookworm podcast for The Magic Lantern.
Yes.
And that's releasing on November 2nd. Big party, big launch at the Panopticon. So stay tuned for tickets on that. But also when we started Jasami Publishing and Productions, she was wonderful and joined us as a director, which is a great help to us with to Jasami with her expertise in production since we are venturing forward. You know, it's an adventure all the
Yes.
time. It is.
She's
And
very good at, helping that adventure move on 'cause she knows what she's doing. So it's good to have someone guiding us on said adventure. She is brilliant at it and she's very open to like ideas and helping and she's very, very easy to talk to, I found as well. It's she's a really good asset to just Sammy as well, actually, which was very lucky.
I have to say, and also too, she has been so helpful because several people that volunteer there have also become Jasami creative team members.
Yes.
Simona is doing the script on one of our fun little on Demon's Fair that we're going to be working on. She's also working on our new YouTube channel. Stay tuned for that. And lots of the people that volunteer there have also joined our creative team, helping out in productions. We're going to have a list of all of our team members on this description because I have to say it's thank you to the team that Dasami has grown so much, of
Yeah.
which you are an integral part.
I really enjoy being part of Jasami, and it's really nice because obviously I started in podcasts and I've stayed there, but I get to also connect with a lot of different people. Like I've spoken with quite a few of the social media team, and it's just been really lovely just meeting everyone because it's a really good group of people, like which is hard to say sometimes, but I feel like everyone that's become a part of like the Jasami team have really like worked hard and really put their all into it, and it's really like comforting almost to see that, like especially because I've been here a while now, which I did not realize. 'Cause it just feels like nothing. It feels like no time, but it's really nice seeing it like all these other like people coming in and staying and some going, but it's always been really fun.
Our creative team has grown quite a bit, and I just say, as I said earlier about Manon, who's head of social media and working on that, is that have joined us, and then they've stayed, and they love the adventure. I liken it to Hotel California. You get to
Yes.
come in, but you don't get to leave.
I know. Oh, it's the best. It is really, and I again also a bit biased, but it is really great. Like it's a great team to be part of.
Well, I want to thank you for all of your contributions to it, Eilidh. We wouldn't be here without you. Program producer is essential to this. I'm out there hamming it up and you're doing the hard work. So, and just, and being the support and foundation, which is so necessary. And I do appreciate it.
Thank you
So
very much.
we're not ending it, but I'm going to do the little part that I always like to say about a wee shout out, because we have a couple of more guests coming on. But who would you like to do your shout out to, Eilidh?
I have been trying to think about who I would like to shout out. I think I'm going to be a little sappy and shout out yourself, Michèle,
Oh,
because I think one of the reasons I wanted to stay in Jasami for so long is working with you, because it's been very fun, it's been very fulfilling, and you've also offered me like a lot of opportunities that I don't think I would have got at maybe in other like internships. So it's always been really nice, and it's always something I want to come back to. So I'll be a little bit sappy about it, but that's my shout out for today.
okay. Well, I'm I'm not gonna cry, but I really want to. Oh, I can't thank you enough. See, I am truly blessed with with thank you for being so important and giving so much and making me want to cry, which
Sorry.
but it is happiness. It is tears of joy because it is about having the people around you that, and I know it's a team, but I often refer to it as the Jasami family because for me it is family, and I feel that way and protective of all of the members of the family. So, Eilidh, thank you very much for joining us to celebrate 100
100
episodes.
episodes. Yay.
Little firecrackers and everything going off here.
Yeah.
Uh, thank you so much for joining us today, and
Yes, no worries at all. Thank you very much for having me once again. It's been lovely.
we will go on to the next guest, and they're just random at the moment, so we'll see who it is. Well, I have to say, I've loved hearing from everybody. It's been such a great journey. And we are now coming to the end of the Jasami Bookworm podcast 100th episode. Ian Mack, who has been with me on this journey. Your thoughts, Ian?
Congratulations, and here's to the next 100.
Thank you very much. And I've enjoyed every single interview, chat, and look forward to another 100 episodes. So once again, this is Michèle, Jasami Bookworm Podcast, wishing you all a sunny day.